Oh, good morning. Happy Monday. Another Monday morning. Hope y'all doing well. Let's see who we got hanging out with us this morning. Paul's in the house. He says first, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Paul. And then he says first here, first to leave. Sorry, catch you later. Okay. Well, glad you stopped by, Paul. I appreciate you stopping by, even if you can't stay. Dave Clemens in the house. He said big thumbs up. Appreciate that. Tim DeLine's here. 61 inches of snow here in Watertown, New York from Friday to Sunday. That's only a little over 5 feet. What the heck? Just a dusting for you guys, right? Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. Gary Hammett's in the house. Good morning. Leo Steger. Good morning from Pickerington, Ohio. Have a good Monday. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good Monday. It was a cold one. It got down. Well, I asked the A lady when I got up what temperature was. She said it was 28. So a little nippy for me. Larry says, morning, everyone. Thanks for the cold weather you Yankees sent us. Not. Yeah. I know, Larry. They just keep pushing that cold stuff down this way, don't they? Charles Steed in the house. Good morning. Jack's right here in his usual spot. Appreciate the thumbs up. Troy's in the house. Good morning, Troy. Appreciate the thumbs up, my friend. Thomas Grimm, good morning. Sean's here. Sean, I hope you're feeling better. Good morning. My favorite solar man is on the road. 5 to go, he says. He's knocking them out. Let's see. And 5 to go, and you got, 3 days this week? Because Thanksgiving's this Thursday. So get after it, buddy. Stephen Toronto, good morning, Stephen. Haven't seen you here in a while. Good to see you back on the coffee sessions. Already saying good morning to Troy. Marcelo's here. Good morning, Marcelo. Appreciate the thumbs up. And I think we're caught up on the comments. I don't have much to talk about. I debated last night. I've been going back and forth. It's like every other night I'll leave that heater on it there, and I really don't like. I just don't like leaving it on. It's just something about it. It's so far it's performed flawlessly and all that, but I just don't like leaving those things on. So last night, of course, I'd had it on all day yesterday because I was out there piddling around, and it stayed pretty cold yesterday. I don't think I ever even got it up to like 65 or something. I think it was more like 61 or 2 or something. But I checked the forecast and they said low was going to be below freezing. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off because that insulation on those doors has really been working great. And it just doesn't get anywhere close to freezing inside there. So I went ahead and shut it off when I went to bed last night. It was about 61 or 2 degrees out there. And of course, got up this morning. It was 28 outside. Immediately, as soon as I got up, got dressed, walked out there and looked, and it was about 51 is all the colder it got. And I thought, it's good. But of course, now I got to turn that heater on, and it'll take till noon for it to, even get it up to 65 if I can get it that high. But yeah, it's doing good. So as long as I can keep that chiller and that laser tube protected where it doesn't freeze and bust it, that would not make Dave a happy camper for sure. because I'm having way too much fun playing with that thing. I got to keep it going. But anyway, looks like it's all good. It's gonna stay warm enough out there. I'll probably maybe go out there and fire up the other heater, and because when I was running both of them the other day, I was able to get it up to a little over 70 degrees, about 72 or so. So I may go fire up that other one for a while, and then that way I can get it a little warmer out there before I go out there to play this afternoon. Um, Sean says, "I see you ate your spinach." I don't like spinach. I don't. I don't eat spinach, but I am a Popeye fan. I like. That was one of the first cartoons I remember watching as a kid. I used to love Popeye. And it was. I mean, you think about it. You watch the Popeye cartoons, and it's always the same thing. It's always olive oil or somebody getting in some kind of trouble and he has to pop out that spinach at the last minute and go whoop up on well, let's see, was it Brutus or Bluto? I can't, or were they like brothers? I can't remember who the bad guy. I've always called him Brutus, I think, but it seems like there was one called Bluto too. And then of course there's Wimpy, the hamburger eating guy, and Sweet Pea, the little kid, and that kid was always getting in trouble too. And Popeye would have to whoop out some spinach and go save him somewhere. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was one. I wanted to try doing one of those ever since I watched a YouTube video and saw somebody else doing something similar, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna try that. And I thought, well, what character can I do? And I found that one of Popeye, and I thought, yeah, I'll do a Popeye. Okay, Brutus. Okay, yeah, that's what I've always called him. But I think there was one called Bluto too. Now I don't know whether that was Brutus's brother or cousin or what, but I think they had one. And he looked a lot like Brutus. But in fact, I've got some. Since I posted that thing yesterday, I've had a lot of people message me and wanting to know what my process is and all that. And you know, I in one of the Facebook groups, I said, spoiler alert, it's not that hard. It's if you've got your laser really dialed in and cutting good, doesn't leave much of a curve. So I got it cutting that material like butter. So um, really not that hard to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I can tell you, because I am not very good at painting stuff and all that. But that made it easy. I basically you know cut all the vectors, and it's making all these little tiny pieces. And the hard part is making sure you don't lose the piece. And then also when you get the piece, um, knowing where it goes, what color it needs to be, and which side to paint. Because I only painting the top side. I'm not painting the whole thing, because I want the glue to stick as best I can. So, um, but yeah, the only really issue I had, and if I was to show the picture that I used and then showed you a picture of the finished thing, I could probably show it to 100 people and they would never notice it. But actually, the on Popeye's arm, he has the little anchor tattoo. And when I did it the first time, that tattoo was so thin that it crumbled. When I tried to get the piece, it crumbled out. So what I did is I went back and I cut another arm, that section, and I took that tattoo, and I offset it by 0.5 millimeters so that it would be just a little bit thicker, and then repainted the arm and replaced it with the other one. Because I mean, you wouldn't have even noticed it really from a picture. Now, if you saw it in person, you'd see that there's a hole there and there's nothing in there. But I wanted to have it all filled in. And of course, the other thing is when you look at that tattoo of that anchor, you'll see that at the top of the anchor, there's just a circle. So you've got that little tiny roundish piece that you had to find because it would fall through the honeycomb. And then it needed just a dab of the flesh colored or skin tone uh, paint on it too. So, but it was a lot of fun. It was basically like a big old paint by number thing, kind of. It wasn't really that hard to do. Let's see here. He says Brutus, and then he says Bluto, at times known as Brutus. So is that one and the same? Were they really the same guy? I guess. I guess maybe they are. Larry says, is Bluto and Brutus the same? Image result for Bluto Popeye after the theatrical Popeye cartoon series ceased production in 1957. Okay, so maybe it's the same guy and they just flip flop on the names or something. Okay, let's see. Bluto's name was changed to Brutus because it was incorrectly believed by King Features that Paramount Pictures, distributors of the Fleischer Studios, later Famous Studios cartoons, owned the rights to the name Bluto. Okay. Well, whatever he was called. I don't know. It seems like I just remember Brutus more than Bluto, but I do remember both of them. Kenneth's in the house. Good morning. George says that cartoon had to be sponsored by a food company. I mean, who likes spinach as a child? The message, eat spinach and get strong, to right wrong, keeping olive oil safe. Yeah. I know as a kid, I loved watching that, the Adventures of Popeye or whatever it was called, but never once convinced me to try spinach. I still don't eat it to this day. So, but let's see, main characters: Popeye, olive oil, Bluto, Sweet Pea, Poop Deck Pappy. Yeah, I forgot about him, and the Sea Hag. Yeah, and of course. Oh no, you did mention Wimpy. Yeah, I've got some. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if I can find it here. There they are. See, here's one I've got. And this one, they called him Brutus. So I may have to. I may do the whole Popeye theme, and I'll probably, because I'm, like I said, I've had people ask me how I do it, so I probably rather than try to type out a book on Facebook, I thought, well, I'll probably just maybe do a YouTube video doing one of these characters. Now this is let's see, here's another one here. This one would be fun to do, I think. This is Wimpy, and of course he's got his hamburger ready to go there. But that one would be a good one to do. And let's see, what else I got over here? Okay, now see this one. This is the same Popeye that I did. It was a separate picture, and then I found this picture that shows him and olive oil. And so since I've got this Popeye done here, maybe I'll use this olive oil when I do the video showing how I do it. But like I said, it's not that hard. If your laser's cutting good and stuff and making the pieces really nice, it's not hard to do. And I kind of got that idea to do that from some YouTube video, because I hadn't even thought about doing stuff like that. And then I saw somebody that was, and I don't even remember the character that he was doing. It was something I wouldn't know because I'm way too old. It's something more modern, but he was doing it for his kids' room or something. Um, so, and then when I saw him do that, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool that you can do that. So I started thinking about trying one, and trying one myself. So I started looking around. Also, I'll show you, since I got this here. If I zoom in, this is what I'm talking about. When you go to cut this on the laser, this little piece that's going to be black as the anchor tattoo, you can see how you need to find that little piece, that little round. And of course, it's not perfectly round, so it just looks like scrap when you cut it. But all these little pieces here, that's the hardest part, is finding the little ones, sorting them. As I pulled the thing off the laser bed, I kept looking at the picture and going, okay, this little tiny piece needs to be black. So I would put it in a little container that I had, and I would put a piece of paper in there and say, okay, this is black, this is brown, this is red, this is yellow. I marked all the colors and then sorted the pieces into these other little containers. And then the only thing I had to do is, when I got ready to paint some little tiny piece, is figure out which way was up, and a lot of times, if it's fairly big, since it's being cut on a honeycomb, on the backside, you would always see that little mark where you get a little bit of that flashback stuff from the honeycomb. So I'd know that that's the bottom. But other times, if it's too tiny and it just didn't have that, you would have to look at this picture and zoom in on it and see which way it needs to be turned. And after I got it all together, I was missing, like I said, the anchor originally just disintegrated because it was way too thin. And then I was missing this little tiny blue piece right there, kind of a triangle shaped piece. So I had to go back and grab that piece, grab those vectors out of the file and scoot them over and just cut another one. So, but you definitely have to make sure when you get ready to do this that you empty your crumb tray, so that any of these little tiny pieces that fall, when you pull them, when you get done, you pull that crumb tray out, you know that whatever is in that crumb tray, even though you don't recognize it, it's part of the picture. So you need to save it and figure out where it goes, and what color it needs to be painted. Yeah, that's exactly what he used to say. Gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's what old Wimpy would always say. Thank you, George. Like I said, a lot of people are acting like it's really something, but it's not that hard, really. It's not. It's basically just laser cutting it, sorting the pieces, painting them the colors they need to go, and then, like I said, it's all really the laser's the one that should get the credit, because if your laser's dialed in and it's cutting good, those little tiny pieces will slide right in where they need to go. So, um, yeah. Larry says spinach smoothie every morning for me. Can't taste the spinach at all, but I get the benefits of eating it. All righty. I'll I'll just keep letting you have those because, like I said, I don't know that I've ever. I probably have ate it at some time or another, but I'm just it's just not something that when I think about eating spinach that it just like, oh yeah, I want some of that. Not me. Um, got a bunch of the ornaments done. Um, Probably won't post any pictures just because I don't want people to ask me to make any more. uh, that's not that bad. It doesn't take long to make them and stuff, and even painting them and doing all that doesn't take long. But I do. I don't have a picture on the computer to show you, but I did. Well, let's see. Maybe I can. What time is it? I got a few minutes. Maybe I can email this picture on my phone, and it'll pop up here before I get off of here. We'll see. Um, but the little hearts that I used for the dots of the eye, those turned out really cool, I thought. So let's see. Yeah, here's a picture of most of them. We'll see if that pops in here before I get off of here. But yeah, got those all done. So I got to get those packed up. The hardest part is going to be figuring out, because they're kind of fragile. That stuff, even though they're glued to that backer. I'm going to have to try to wrap them up with some bubble wrap and something, and hope they don't, good old post office. So hopefully I don't get mishandled and the box crushed and stuff like that, because it wouldn't take much to break them probably. Um, yeah, I've seen. I know who you're talking about. I'm not a big fan of that guy. So you know, he's done. I watched a lot of his stuff about the diode lasers and stuff, and he does know a lot about light burn. But he's not one of the ones I watch. In fact, I don't. Well, there's a few of them that I watch. There's just so many different ones out there, but so many of them. A lot of the videos that you watch that are how to stuff, like how to make this or that, it's women using a glow forge. The crafty people. They're all they're all doing stuff with their glow forge and stuff. But all the ones with the bigger lasers, it seems like there's just not, unless I just haven't run across it yet. It just seems like there's so much stuff that's like, here's how you add this upgrade to your laser, or here's how you do this or that. I'm like, after a while, you want to see how to do stuff. So that's kind of the direction I'm going with the live stream and stuff. You're not going to tune into my live stream and go, okay, now I'm going to show you how to do the beam alignment. No, I'm not going to do that. I show, I'm going to be out there making stuff. That's what I want to do. Sean says, I like how Ryan used a piece of cardboard to cut out a spot for the ornament to make it safe to ship. Yeah. I've got some cardboard out there. Maybe that's what I should do is just cut a couple of pieces of cardboard just square enough so that it'll fit in the box that I'm going to use and not rattle around, but then make it where probably have to take two pieces of cardboard. And then that way, when I set the ornament in the middle, it would be thick enough to protect it. And then still put some bubble wrap or something over the top. Dave says, "Who do you like for making stuff?" Well, see, that's the thing. There are a lot of women on there using Glowforge that make cool looking stuff, but it's probably not the kind of stuff I'm going to make. You know, and a lot of those folks, they're making stuff to sell. You know, they're all in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. I'm just playing around, um, making stuff I want. But yeah, as far as the bigger lasers, I mean, occasionally you'll see, like I saw a guy, uh, he made well, now that I think about it, he used Glowforge too. It wasn't one of the bigger lasers, but he made you've seen them, I'm sure, those little, it says no parking reserved for, and then it's got the Harley Davidson logo thing. So, but he made one of those, but his letters were raised up. He used the parts of the laser where he cut it out as kind of a stencil, so he could set that in there and then put glue on the letters and stick them in those slots and then pull that back out. And it looked really good because he did the logo in the orange and black and white lettering. Looked really good. So that's those are kind of neat. But now that I think about it, he was using a Glowforge too. So I guess one reason, I'm guessing this is why, I don't know, but I'm thinking that a lot of these people that have these, like I said, everybody's in it for the money. You know, they're making stuff. They got Etsy stores, and here it is coming up on Christmas time. Everybody's behind getting their orders done and stuff. They don't have time to shoot videos, show how to make something because they're busy making money, and that's what they want to do. And I don't blame them if that's why they got a laser. You know, more power to them. But I'm uh, I'm playing around with mine. I like just trying to think of cool stuff to make, um, and then show people how I make that stuff instead of instead of trying to keep up with some kind of Etsy store or something. So Larry says, "Me either. I just make and give away." Yeah, yeah. It's just, I just see so many folks that in the Ohm Tech Facebook group, and it's like, well, I've been running my laser for 3 months, and now all of a sudden I come out there this morning and it's not working right. It's some kind of issue or something, and they're all stressing out because they're way behind on Christmas orders and all that. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't do that. I don't, and the few people that have asked me about the little ornaments, I say, yeah, I'll make you one. But I'm really, I had somebody ask me, well, what will that cost me? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about price because I'm not making them to sell. I'm just, making these for a few friends of mine. So not worried about making any money on them. So anyway, that was my timer, and I'm going to get out of here. Got some stuff to, I guess you'd call it administrative stuff I need to do here at my desk this morning. And then hopefully the shop will warm up a little more in by this afternoon, I get out there and piddle around. And I guess I'll start planning on how to do some kind of a video to show how I make the Popeye stuff. Probably do olive oil. She's pretty skinny though. Probably won't take as much material to do her as it did Popeye. Although she has got some whopper feet, doesn't she? Big old, big old. Oh, he's asking about the picture. Yeah, let me see if I don't know if my mail came in. Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, here it is. Let me save it over here somewhere. Yeah, that's good. That'll work right there, I think. All right, now let me see if I can find it over here. There it is. Yeah, this is a few of them. Of course, the two over here with Rocky and Jack, those are mine. And then you can see the little heart things that I made for the dots for the eyes on Elvis, Rosie, and Lissy. But yeah, they came in. I think I might try if I do make any more. I think I'm going to use a little darker stain. I used some, and the only reason I used it is because it was the first stain that I found, and it was colonial maple. And this is maple plywood is what this material is, but it just didn't. I think it would look better if it was a little darker. So probably should have used something like that special walnut or something like that stain on it. But anyway, I mean they look okay, but I think it might look a little better with a little darker stain, get a little more contrast. But I really like the heart dots of the eye. That'll be although it's a pain to cut them, and because they're so tiny they fall right through, and then you got to dig them out of the crumb tray. So anyway, all right, we're gonna get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Monday, and I will see y'all, I guess, tomorrow. What are we up to? 6. I forgot. Oops. There it is. 6. Okay, today's 6/16, so we're at 6/17 tomorrow. So anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.